Pooja just sent a very interesting question on WhatsApp. She said that she loves this question. It says, if I asked you to introduce yourself without mentioning your name, job, age, ethnicity, or the city you live in, what would you say? I don't even. You just have to be a lot of like
I'm a left brain creative trying to live my best life.
Mm.
adjectives. Yeah,
I would
that's me.
say I'm a anxious.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Period.
know me.
Period.
Perfectionist.
Period. Let's just period. Anxious. Period.
Yeah, probably. I am an anxious person.
Okay.
That's how you would
That's
introduce
terrible.
yourself? The person
I
would
don't
be
know.
like, bye.
You'd
No
have
further
zero
questions.
friends.
I know. I think like an emotionally attached or like emotionally giving, anxious,
Maybe
loyal
you
friend.
could switch anxious to passionate. Like,
Totally.
let's twist it a little.
I don't think I'm passionate. Remember, I told you I lack passion. It's not that I lack passion, I lack the ability to find a passion.
No, I'm not talking about career passion. I'm talking about people
Yeah.
passion. That's what makes you anxious.
No,
No,
I think
like you're over loving
yeah. I
self.
over
Maybe you have
invested,
high
maybe.
expectations. I don't know what. I don't. What is? How are we all related? I don't
I
even
don't
understand that
know.
part.
That is an interesting question, which
Right?
actually is a great segue to today's topic because another thing that I feel like I grapple with a lot, and maybe a lot of parents do, is what our role is as a parent. So if you had to describe yourself as a parent and what you hope your children will remember you as later in life, I think that's a lot of where this anxiety and anxious person comes from. So let's get into it. You are listening to Love SND with me, Dipti, and Sheena and Nina, who,
Hi.
we should just call you guys co-hosts now because
Yeah.
what are we doing here? You are no longer a guest
The main
because then you've
characters.
overstayed your welcome.
We're giving all the main
Jeez.
character energy here.
Yeah, you guys are giving main character energy. So something that I've talked to a lot of people about is just if you were to ask your kids to describe you as a parent without saying like she's my mommy and she takes care of me and she feeds me, like all the, basic functions, what would they say? And I have a hard time with that question because in my house it's just constant yelling and screaming about being clean and being safe and doing like your
Listening.
very best at everything. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna look back and remember me as. I know that Dia will remember that I was at every freaking baseball game ever to exist.
Not all of them.
He
You
had to
missed one when we were
disinvite
at
you
the baby
sometimes.
shower.
Yeah.
Um, I think that question alone is a lot of added pressure in life that's really not necessary because, as Nina says, we cannot control that, right? So how they're going to remember us or what they're going to remember of their childhood journey. We really can't control that part, but we can make it the best that we possibly can in those moments, right?
But
For me
like, what?
personally, I don't strive for like, I want you to remember me as. I feel like naturally, just like we did, they'll remember all the best moments and they'll also remember all the worst ones. And that's okay. I think that's a tough place to live in or a tough narrative to live in. Oh, Neen, look, I'm learning all these words. And
Hold on. What do you think your job like? What is your number one priority as a parent?
keeping them safe
Filling their
and
toolbox.
yeah.
That's my number one thing as a parent. Fill their toolbox because when they leave for college, that's all they got.
Okay, so those are two very different things because mine also is keeping them safe. Right now, it's not about like giving them life lessons. It's about making sure that they're physically and mentally safe. Nina. like since they were babies, you've been very hands off in that physically let them do what they want to do, right? Like
Yeah.
they were eating on their own by 6 months, right? They were picking up
Yeah.
applesauce and putting it all over their faces. Like that was something that you didn't care for. That would never have happened in Sheena's house.
Yeah.
Right? Like she was very strict. They were very no noise when they're sleeping.
Yeah, it
Every
was
meal
very
needs to get fed.
regimented. Yeah.
Very extremely. And
I
now
yeah.
and I'm like that about their safety. Like I don't let them in the pool without my watching them like a hawk. So that parenting and that like style of parenting clearly is very different between the three of us.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, it wasn't, I mean, I'm grateful that I built all those things and did it that way back when because it created a kind of discipline I see in them now as older kids. Does that make sense? Like, I see kids that go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning because they're either whatever, doing work or leaving their schoolwork for last minute, playing video games, like just
Hmm.
distracted. Whereas the boys know that, like, 9:30 on a school night, 10:30 on a non-school night is their bedtimes. Are we lenient sometimes? Absolutely. If they have tests, yeah, they're up later. If we're out, yeah, they're up later. But like they understand the importance of sleep and eating like meals on a timely manner or like, creating this regimen in their life. I think that's a very healthy and great habit to build from childhood. So I'm not regretting that. But I'm also like, yeah, it could have been a little like I could have let them sleep in my bed. Like,
Oh
a,
no, that's
a,
not
a
an
few
option.
more years. Like it's just like now that they're teenagers and they're like, we need our space. I'm a little more clingy. And I'm like, this is how they felt when they wanted to sleep next to me. And I was like, I need my space. you know.
But Neen,
But
you're
you
not like that. You're not like that. You never valued regiment or like or
I I
strict.
I think both of us, Neil and I,
yeah, both of
really
them.
value independence. But I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's a
And being
product of who I
adjustable.
am, right?
Yeah.
Like I was very independent. I would learn everything, how to do everything myself. There was no, can you teach me? Can you show me? Can you do it for me? I'm just going to do it on my own, right? Because I was middle
Yeah.
child and nobody could see me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
we
Yeah.
were at
You
we
guys,
were at
in
mom's
case
the
you
other
didn't know, Nina is the middle child.
I will
we were at
remind you.
mom's. What happened the other day when we were at mom's and she was
I
like,
know. And I was like, I'm
she's like,
right here.
I'm literally
Literally.
sitting right next to you. And she's like, Sheena, tonight I'll pack you stuffed protest for dinner. And, da, 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 da. And Nina's like, I'm literally sitting directly next to you. She did that.
remember
It was like I wasn't
remember
even
when we
there.
went we went to dinner for Sheena's birthday and mom had cut Jordy, what is that in English?
Yeah, green beans.
Green
Green
beans.
beans. So mom had like washed, cut up, and like packaged green beans for me and Sheena. She was like, "When you guys go home, cook it."
And
And
then
Nina's
she
like,
hands me just a plastic bag, unwashed, uncut. She's like, here. Yo,
It
messed
was
up.
so funny.
Not funny. I'm not laughing at all.
but
It's
it's
because she
because,
knows you can take care of yourself.
yup, exactly.
I
That's
know.
exactly.
I created these beasts.
Crying. I'm crying.
I did. I did create these
You
beasts.
did. But then also, Neen, you also like make chakri for all of us, and you also like make penda during Diwali for all of us. So you really have made your own bed.
I know. I am enabler.
You are, and we
Anyway,
appreciate
so
it wholeheartedly.
the whole point of this is that
Oh yeah,
because I think I created my own monster. But I want the girls to be that independent. I don't want them to have to depend on anybody for anything. Like, if you want to get somewhere, figure out how you're going to get there. You want to like go travel, go figure out how you're going to go travel. Like, there should be no resistance to living their best life because they can't or don't know how to do something.
but do
Yeah.
the kids see you as like a? Do they see you as a like a parent that coaches them, a parent that like I don't know,
I'm the
guides them
parent.
like
I'm the one that just like, I have the, you go figure it out. And if you can't, then come to me. And
yeah,
Neil will like coach them through it.
yeah,
You know?
which is
That's how
also
we work
a
together.
nice a nice combination. Sheena and Semi, I think, are both pretty strict in that there is a time and a place for everything, and it must be done at that time and at that place.
They're
Which
creatures
I
of
guess,
habit, like
yeah,
structure and
yeah. And I'm wholeheartedly like a wart. Like I worry about them constantly. And it's like yesterday, for example, like Zuri had like a little issue, and I contacted Nina. Nina was like, she told me what I should do, and it was just like Such also saw the issue, and he was like, it's okay, well, let's see what happens tomorrow. And I'm like, what? Like if I worry so much, he worries none. So
but
it's
that's
almost like
Yeah.
I
good.
have to make up for all the
I
worrying
mean,
he's not
thank
doing.
God. Can you
I
imagine if
know,
you're both
literally.
the same? Jesus.
I know. But sometimes I do feel like because he doesn't notice things, I have to notice them extra.
Okay, hold on. Time out.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
No, I'm just like
I
trying to
know that this is a
think.
problem. This is
Yeah.
why I'm in therapy, because I don't want to be like this. I don't
But
want to worry about them because I want them to spread their wings and fly. But it's just not going to happen.
but is it because you're just like in the future, like constantly like this could happen, that
Yeah.
could happen, this could happen, that could happen.
Yes. Yes.
But why?
I don't know, Nina. That's where my brain lives. In the
Why?
what if,
It's a
what if, what
dream.
if, what if, what if.
The
Nina's got to
future is a
have a book
dream.
about that. Neem, which book?
Huh?
How to not live in the what ifs.
The power of now.
Yeah, there you go.
I tried to come back to that. I really do, but it's really hard. And I don't know if it's
Why don't you
because,
listen to it instead of trying to read it? So
yeah,
you're not
maybe.
given a choice. You're just listening to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Mm.
actually,
Even
this
even The
Oprah's book is the first.
Alchemist,
Hmm.
such a good read.
For something like this.
Mm. Yeah.
Hmm. I also asked this because I don't want to be remembered as the parent that kept them from doing fun things or dangerous things or risky things.
Like
Because like
swimming.
tomorrow, if like they want, yeah.
But like, okay, so back to that theory
Hmm.
of life is already written and you're
Mm-hmm.
just going through the motions and living your life. So
Mm-hmm.
your amount of worry actually changes nothing on the trajectory of what was going to happen.
Wait,
Nothing.
is that
Also,
true?
it's a
Yes.
theory.
It is a Nina had told me when I was like in my worry phase. She said, or maybe she didn't say, maybe I read it somewhere. I can't remember. Anyway, or someone told me to live in a place of faith versus fear. I
Yeah,
always
that was
try to
me.
remember that, like always just believe that it's going to be like such, for example, with Zuri, like, just believe she's going to be fine. It's going to be fine instead of like, what if she has a fever in the middle of the night, or what if, or like scared of what might happen instead of just like
Yeah.
faithful that, I mean, like having faith that it's going to be fine. It's such a better
Yeah.
place to be, honestly. Like, even with that whole thing that happened with Cyan, I was like, it's going to be fine. Yeah, it was Nina. Because she was like, you know what? Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And you need to just be prepared to be like, okay, if it's going to happen, then this, instead of what
The
if,
plan,
then
the plan.
what? Yeah.
Have the plan.
Mm,
Have the plan and just live in a space of it's going to be fine. If it happens or whatever happens, it's going to be fine, instead of if it happens, what am I going to do?
So I
yeah.
can't let that happen. I can't let that happen.
Yeah,
It's going to
Yeah.
happen
exactly.
anyway.
If it's meant to happen, it'll
Yeah.
happen. So it's
I don't
kind of
know
just
that
like,
I believe that everything is written and we're just kind of because we ultimately do have to make a decision, right? Like, yeah,
But
last
what
night
if
we
that
had to
was
make a
a decision
decision.
you were going to make anyway? You think you're making a decision, but you were going to choose that choice anyway. I literally just had this like super deep conversation with another friend recently. So I was trying to get her to understand the perspective, because if you can understand the whole it is as it shall be
Mm-hmm.
perspective, it will fundamentally change the way you live. If you believe in the theory of it is as it shall be,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah.
not passive. That's not like it is what it is. That's very like I give up, surrender. Like I
Hmm.
had I had no, I don't know, aspiration for something better. It's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like defeat.
Yeah.
But if you believe it is as it shall be, then there's this sense of this is what was meant to be. This is the way this was going to roll out. This is the choice I was going to make. Am I going to paint my house or not? Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Does that make sense? Like, even if right now I'm like, forget it, cancel the plans, we're not painting the house. We weren't going to paint the house anyway. Say we go and paint the house, even though I'm the only one that wants to paint this house, we were going to paint the house. Do you see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, there's this belief that it's already written, the story, the choices.
Decision.
We're just
Yeah.
coloring in that page with our emotions, with the people around us who were going to be there anyway. Like, we went on this trip to Costa Rica, and there were
Mhm.
some friends that were invited that were just like, we're not going to come, we're not going to come. And we were like trying to convince them, we're like, just come, it'll be so fun,
Mm.
it'll be unique, blah, 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 blah. They didn't come. And the people that were there, when we got there, I was like, these were the exact people that were going to be here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because otherwise the experience, the outcomes, everything would have been different
Yeah.
because they were going to be different.
Yeah.
That is a really weird mindset, but
It is a weird mindset, but it's very liberating. It's like we
yeah.
get so bogged down and stressed out in these choices we need to make every single second of the day. And I
Yeah.
tell the
Yeah.
girls time and time again, every second you have the power to make a different choice.
Yeah.
And that was probably the choice you were going to make
Hmm.
anyway. Make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
every second of your life, you can switch the narrative, you can switch the circumstance, you can switch the situation just through
Yeah.
perspective.
Dip's
Yeah.
lost.
I know. Her
No,
eyes,
I
she's
Her
like
eyes
that
are like
cartoon character. Her eyes are
and they're like this big. And that was
dying.
actually hilarious. I like looked at her face and she was like, "Shut up."
no, I understand your theory. I
No, you don't.
understand it. But it's like, how do I remind myself of that every day? Like, is this like, this is what God already chose, or this is God's choice? Like, let's just out of my
It's the
hands.
universe's choice. So Neil and I just talked about how everything in this world, everything, the
Hmm.
humans, the animals, the plants, the roads, the homes, everything started as protons, neutrons, and electrons. Everything. We
What
Of
a
course, that's what you were
technically,
weird
talking about. Conversation to
you're
have with your
literally the nerdiest nerds of my
Yeah,
life. Like
you guys
what
are
who
so
talks about
weird.
that?
no, but so like the thinking is that we are all part of this universal energy. Like, if you
Yeah.
just think of like a field of energy, like go back to like DDLJ in the flowers and Simran goes running, through the field. Now
Always comes back
imagine
to
that
DDLJ.
field is
Uh-huh.
just energy. Like all those
Uh-huh.
yellow flowers are just energy. And the universe like picked some things and made you, and then picked some things and made you, picked some things
Yeah.
and made me. But we all came out of that universal
Hmm.
field of energy.
So you don't believe in God?
No, it's not believing or not believing in
That's
God.
so low.
God is still that universal sort of consciousness, right? There's no actual God. You could be like, here's God. It's just a manifestation in your brain of this represents God.
Yeah.
But that
Fair.
God is still that higher belief. It's
But
not,
there's no physical energy either, right?
what do you mean?
Like here,
Like
this is
God, she's saying
energy.
God isn't giving off energy.
No,
Are
I
they?
think no,
It's
now I'm lost. Now I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm
it's
lost.
when you say I believe in God. So say I believe in Ganesh. The
Okay.
Ganesh is a representation
Of a
of that
higher power.
universal energy,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
Fine.
when you're praying to or wishing for or asking for, you're actually asking the universe
Yeah.
and that
Okay, fine.
collective energy to give you, supply you with whatever it is,
Yeah.
that which you were wishing for. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
This
Yes.
is just a physical something a human can connect to.
Yeah. Do you know what this reminds me of in that book that you told us to read by
Inception.
Oprah?
This reminds me of
No.
Inception.
No, what I know for sure, in that book, there's a chapter about how, like somebody she eventually knew was in like a plane crash, and the plane like blows up, and he survives this plane crash, but he at one point looks around and he sees like all these people up in flames, but what he sees is like their aura coming up. And it's like some people's are like super bright compared to other people's. And so he had decided from that plane crash was that no matter what, when he did leave this earth, he wanted his like whatever comes out of
Aura.
him to be as bright as
Mhm.
possible. And so her whole thing is live your life to make your aura be as bright as possible when you leave, which is so similar, right? Like if you live in this place of like positive energy and positivity and live in the
Faith.
space of like it is as it shall be and gratitude and all the things that we talk about all the time, that is brightening essentially your like what may happen
So
after you're
doesn't
gone.
that remind you to not stay in that space of anxiety? Or do you just not think about it when you're in it?
Yeah, I think when it's happening, like I wish you had seen the movie. What's the movie, Neen, about the personalities?
Oh, the ones in the brain?
Inside
Inside
Out?
Out.
Yeah.
Inside
Inside
Out.
Out. Have you
So
seen
good.
it yet? Did you watch it?
Oh my.
Okay, so
You have to watch 1 and 2. They're so good.
Okay.
so there's a point where like the anxiety enters into this body because she's a teenager.
13, yeah.
And when she is in an anxious state, like it's almost like a control board, right? Which controls your entire emotional like bandwidth.
Right.
And anxiety essentially like starts just swirling around the
Spiraling out.
entire
Yeah.
like entire board, and like nobody can get in and nobody can get out. So that like if you picture what an anxious brain looks like when like for example they're in the pool, like that's me. And like
Mm.
there's no coming in or going out. It just like you need to just almost like ride it out.
But do you know what breaks anxiety? Do you remember what she has her do?
Breathe for 10 minutes.
Take
Yeah.
deep breaths.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so going back to what we were originally talking about, like you should also just remind yourself like this is not what you want your kids to remember you as, this anxious
Yeah.
mom, because I'm sure they're going to get a lot, like Callan has a lot of that too, right? So like
A lot. Yeah.
it comes from seeing you like that, I'm sure, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because
So
he sees me scared of something, so then he's like, "Okay, well, this is something to be scared about."
yeah.
Yeah,
And being scared of kids in water is natural.
Yeah.
You just have to keep reminding yourself that they're going to be fine. Like they have the tools, right? They know how to swim. They know the
yeah,
safety protocols. I've taught them all of that. They have a whatever floaty thing. It's going to
yeah.
be fine. Let them like live.
I know, I know.
Because
Yeah,
also, I think once you can remove that for yourself, you'll find more joy.
Mhm.
yeah,
Like just in your mundane, everyday, routine things. Like how Sheena was able to see Dia come off the bus as an uncle, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, you're going to get scoliosis and like you're going to have back problems and your thumb's probably
100%.
hurt. You didn't listen to me. Like that whole narrative and you
Yeah,
can just giggle
Yeah.
at like
yeah,
the actual fun that's happening in front of you.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because this too shall pass, and then you're gonna be really sad.
I know.
yeah.
Like, all
When
this
there's
cuteness just goes away. Like, yesterday, I made dar pachakrotli, and Nessa's making, like, the little cordias to eat, and her hands are, like, this big, and I'm like, "How cute." Like, trying to shovel all the shack into the little piece of, like, half of a rotli. It's okay. It's all gonna fall out, but just try. It's cute.
yeah,
Yeah. And the dude, like, oh my God, it's
yeah,
going to be a mess.
"Let me
I just
just
make
feed
them for
you.
you.
Let me just feed you."
yep, 100%. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happens.
All right, change the narrative, as Nina always says.
Change.
Constantly keep trying, right? It's another thing that you just have to
Work in
practice.
progress.
Like
Yeah,
keep
But,
practicing,
like,
just like you have to practice singing or
yeah.
drums,
But there's
whatever it is.
so many things that, like, when we think back to our childhood and mom, like, to me, mom was, and she's probably different for you guys because I had, like, exclusive time with her for like a significant amount of time. But like to me, she's like the person that like I sat down at the dinner table with at 10 o'clock and like had these deep conversations and like she taught me so much and she like I mean honestly like a lot of my anxiety or maybe a little bit of my anxiety does come from things that she would say like you have to be like this and you have to be quiet and you have to be respectful and you have to do this and that. Those are like all the whatever things, but like the bigger lessons in life, like those are the things that now in my 40s I'm like, man, my like mom really did well in teaching me how to deal with certain like scenarios in my life or like, just reminded me like how important family is and not, you know, not I don't know, taking everybody here for granted or
Like
just
discount.
yeah, exactly. Or just like, when we have issues with in-laws or friends or like I still call her. I had this like friend drama and I called her and I was like, "Wow, what do I do?" And she's like chill, who whatever. She had her advice to give, but she's always been that person who brings like logic and emotion back into like a place where I can understand it. And so for me that's who mom is, right? And that's I guess what I'm asking you guys is when the boys and the girls are in their 40s and they think back to like how you were as their mom, what are they going to say?
I would hope for my girls, they would think of me as their cheerleader. Like, you can do anything. Go. We're
Hmm.
here. If you need us, we'll catch us if you fall, but let's go. Go live your dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me and Sammy, like I would think and hope that the boys would always remember us as their pillars, like something like just like mom is for you, like somewhere and some one that they can come back to no matter what, like on their journey. Everything can happen, everything will be whoops, but mom and dad will always be there as our pillar, like, that'll never change? And so, like, that's how we feel about our parents. I feel like I want them to feel that about us, and not just me and Sammy, like, all of us, right? Like, our family is our strength, like, this is like, no matter what, like, they will always be there in our good and our bad, so I just want them to I feel like remember that. Like, it doesn't matter if the universe turns upside down. We will be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, again, my kids are so young. And so for me, I think I want them to look back and think mom and dad didn't necessarily make us act in a certain way or behave in a certain way. Like they kind of just let us be free and kind of just do whatever we wanted, even if like it wasn't appropriate in that certain scenario. But ultimately, they didn't shape like my personality. I think that's ultimately what I hope the kids will remember us
Remember.
as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, Neen, but I don't remember feeling that way about mom and dad. Do you?
Like what?
Like having those like deep conversations about
You guys didn't have those
yeah, I don't
And
opportunities.
think that we
and
ever did
also
that.
think growing up, you and I were just coupled. So it was like you
Yeah.
left to college. It's like, okay, where are you going to college? Okay, you go to college, and
And
then
now we have all this time.
now we have all
Yeah.
this time. Now we can like
Right.
focus.
Yeah. And it wasn't even that and it wasn't that me and mom had this super tight relationship. It was like cuz when you guys left we still had 20 people living in our house, right? Like we had
Yeah.
a full house. Mom was still at the store a majority of the day. So it was just these pockets of time that like she would sit down and I would just be like, "Okay, I'll sit down with her." Like it wasn't like every night we would sit down and have these conversations. It was more of just like once in a blue moon everybody would be away or asleep and we would have these conversations, but that's actually what stayed in my brain.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
chaos of all of our lives, of all that time, none of that actually stayed with me. I remember it like it happened, but none of it really I know it must have been difficult and annoying and I was a teenager trying to hang with my friends. Like there was no
Yeah.
space in our house to bring our friends over.
Yeah. I feel like you're right, Neen. We just kind of like breeze through it. Like we were like, okay, but one thing
It
after the
was
other.
more
But
like a whirlwind. It was just
yeah,
like
and it was like, and it was a busy like for us too, and then this entire family. It felt like a whirlwind for me. Like I didn't feel like there was any downtime. Mom was always and dad working, cooking, home, helping, cleaning, driving, like all those things. Like there was never any downtime. I don't remember any like real downtime. I feel like I've had more downtime with her as an adult than I did as a kid.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which has been helpful for me too.
What do you remember
Though
mom as?
yesterday I was like, Nina,
Yeah.
I'm done.
She's like, why
What?
do I do this? I don't know.
Sometimes she's just so like, I feel like she's forgotten how to manage like a lot of people, like the chaos of like the people. Like she had all that when we were younger. Then there was a lot of downtime. And now, like when there's a lot of people in the house, it's very overwhelming for her. And she gets
She's
like,
Mhm.
also 70 now.
she is older, but she like,
She was doing this in her 40s.
I know she just
Yeah,
definitely doesn't
yeah.
have that patience anymore, which I get.
I get.
But it was like chaotic and she's like hyper and like crazy. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
ma,
What was happening
chill.
yesterday?
We just had like guests from out of
Lunch.
town. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally lunch. There were guests in from out of town. Your kids were there. We swung
Oh,
by
this is like before
after.
I came.
We
Yeah.
swung by after our dentist appointments because she's like, come and have lunch. Meanwhile, she doesn't tell me there's 1,500 people in her house. Otherwise, I would have been like,
Hmm.
I know what's going to happen. I'm going to like just choose not to.
Yeah.
But then we show up and there are all these people. The kids are chaotic and like it was just chaos. And she was like getting so hyper. And she was like, you know how like casually when we're eating like pani puri or whatever, like it just smells so good that when you're preparing everything, you'll like throw a couple in your mouth as you're like
Yeah.
preparing. Don't eat pani puri just standing there like that. It's so rude. There are people here. I'm like, calm down. It's like, are you crazy? Like, stop. She's like, people are here from out of town. I'm like, relax. It's going to be fine. But like, she gets in her head about all that stuff. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay. Like, chill. Like, everybody's happy. Everybody's having a good time. But she gets so anxious about having everything perfect in how she wants it in her brain, like Nina,
Mhm.
that like anything out, like somebody else was washing the dishes. She's like, Sheena, they cannot be. I'm like, it's okay. We're all like kumbayaing here. Like we're all hanging out, helping each other, like feeding the kids, cleaning this, but she's just so in her head about these things as she gets older. I'm like, woosah.
Yeah.
Like, but that was just lunch.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the main question. What do you guys remember mom as? Like, how do you remember her?
I remember her as a workhorse, honestly. Like I remember her being such
Hmm.
a boss, like work, home, us, everything was like sorted. Like everything was taken care of beyond. And she never, like, I just remember her literally being a workhorse. Like nothing was ever half assed. She was never tired. Like it was never like, I'm just going to do rotli, shak, and rus. Like, no, you're gonna have dar, bhat, shak, rotli, atanu, yogurt,
Salad, yeah.
papad, like the whole thing. Like even just simple as that. Or if it
Hmm.
was like Diwali hours at the store, you remember that those hours used to be insane. It was never. She would come home at 11 o'clock at night. It was never, I'm tired. She's like, I got to get my puja done. I've got to like get all your lunch
Mm.
stuff ready. Like there was never a time where it's like I'm tired. I feel like I'm tired every other day. Like I'm like I can't cook
Word.
today. I'm so tired. Like what am I tired from?
Yeah.
So that's how I
Neen,
remember
how
her
do you
really.
remember mom?
I think I mainly remember her way with people. Like she just always knew how to say something to somebody, how to get in a situation, out of a situation, squash beef that was happening. Like whatever it was, she just had a way with her words
Hmm.
that would make everybody feel good. Like they
Yeah.
walked
Yeah.
away. I mean,
Yeah.
we all kept getting yelled at, but everybody else, everybody else, I feel
No,
like
that's
always
fair.
was
That's
like
fair.
just about it. And she was always giving. Like
Yeah.
her sense of like just help as many people as you can, as many people as you can, just never left her. It's still like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and that's
100%.
how people remember her now too,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
if she ever comes up in conversation, she is the kindest, most giving person, like so sweet
Yeah.
and like so kind. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know. That's where I get it from.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was a knee
I know I
slapper.
keep coming back to this book because I think it like hit me hard.
Again?
I know. But like the giving
Sheen,
part,
you got to
right?
listen
Like
to it.
you
You got to
do.
listen.
You
It's so
I
honestly
good.
have to
gotta
listen
I'm
to
gonna
it.
do it
But
on
just like
Saturday
I've
when I
literally
try.
listened to it 9 times so far. So
Do you get
far.
I
something
think I
different
might
out of it
actually
every
buy
Every
time?
the
time.
Really? I
every
think I might
time.
want the kids to
Because it
listen to
actually
it.
the speed is
You gotta
not
listen
because
to it
I'm
first
I know, I know, I know,
and
I
then
know.
have them.
You know,
yeah.
that's what Sep's brother, remember at one of those sessions, I was like asking him, I'm like, hey, like, what do you think is a good way for the kids to like whatever? He was like, first you need to work on yourself. Like, first
Stop
you got to
deflecting.
do a meditation and then you can tell the kids, hey, try this meditation. He's like, you can't just like want to do everything for the kids. Like, you've got to work on yourself first before
Practice
you
what
like,
you preach.
yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn you.
I had that conversation with mom. I was like, Mom, I've been told to worship my body and feed it nourishing things and be conscious about what I put in my body. And sometimes I feel like it's too late for me because I love what I love and I don't want to give it up. But like maybe I could be like that about the kids and like be more conscious about what I feed or put in the kids' bodies. And she's like, no, it's not too late for you. Like do it. Eat the healthy stuff.
Which mom?
Our mom.
Mom said that?
Mom was like,
Huh.
you don't need to go to the grocery store once a week. You can go 3 times a week and you can get fresh stuff every time you go and you can cook that fresh stuff. And she was just like, why would you say it's too late for you? She has no intention on doing it herself.
Yeah. I was like, mom is like,
She
no,
is who she
eat
is and
everything.
loves what she loves. And will not give it up.
Yeah.
But she was essentially just saying like what you're saying is it's never too late to make that
Yeah.
change. And
No,
if you
it's
want
not.
if that's what you want and that's if you're going to truly value that, then do it for yourself and for the kids.
Yeah.
And remember,
I
every
really,
second of every day you get to make that choice. So, like,
yeah.
right after this, you can get up and go to the grocery store and go
Yep.
get some fruits and veggies and cut them for yourself and not just for the kids.
Hell yeah. I'm actually going to start ordering my groceries online because I think even just even just not having to have to go to the grocery store, which is the part that I don't like, it's that like it's okay. It's
But
okay to
you
spend
get
the extra
to.
$5 to $10 to
But you
just
get
get
to.
my groceries. Yeah,
And
100%.
then you get to
And
look at
yeah,
all
But I
of
also
that
get to order
yumminess.
it.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you also don't. Sachin goes to the grocery store.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's
Yeah.
what I was telling mom is that when
Carol.
such goes, we have like a general list of things that you just refill, right? There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
other
Thinking.
stuff. Yeah. So he goes, gets all the stuff, and then comes home. And so like today, right now, if I wanted to make tacos, I have nothing to make tacos with because that's not part of our routine list, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, food is definitely a difficult one. I always have this
It's so
conversation
hard.
with Sammy. I'm like, would you rather a driver or a chef? And I'm like, chef all day. But he's like,
Chef
All
all
day.
yeah,
day.
All
All
day.
day.
all day. I know. But like, also driving sucks. But like, I would pick a chef any day, all day, every day.
Yeah.
But it's also so hard too because like, I want to love to cook.
Me
I just
too.
don't.
Me
I not like
too.
Nina at least.
I mean,
But I
I
wonder,
love
like,
to cook and I would still pick a chef.
I know.
Just the
But you
process
don't
of
love
it
to
all.
cook daily, do you? You love to cook like the fun stuff, like the
Yeah.
chakri and the all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make
Which I
British
feel like
biscuits this week.
also
This week.
you've been really slacking on the chakri, just so
I
you
know.
know.
If she had a chef,
If I had a chef.
we'd have chuckity all day.
That's right. You know, I was telling I can't remember who. Maybe it was when we were away. I was like, you know, I feel like as a mom, you really feel like you're on vacation when you eat cut up fruit because
Mm,
you haven't cut it. Somebody cut it
yes.
for you,
Mhm.
and then you can just enjoy it. And it's such a
Yes,
different pleasure.
it
I
is.
know. You're
It
right. Oh
is.
my
It
God. I never
absolutely
really
is.
thought about it that
I
way.
know.
You
That's
don't want
true
to
vacation.
actually cut it. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're always just cutting it for the kids. I
Yep.
never cut
100%.
myself fruit. Like,
All right, guys, all the chefs out here, send
yeah,
us a
Yeah,
DM.
help
guys,
a
if
sister
you have
out.
a chef,
We're ready.
please, for the love of God. South Jersey, North Jersey,
Any
East
Jersey.
Jersey.
All of Jersey. Just shoot us a DM.
Neen, you know what? I was actually thinking that I think Naya or the girls will also remember you as somebody who, like mom, continued to give, just like give and give and give. Like they see you making food, they don't necessarily end up with that food.
I
It
don't
goes
know.
to
Do you
all
think
of
they
us.
see it? I don't think they see it right now. Like
Really?
I don't think they see it right now. Like
They
They don't
see
I
see
it
you
because they
up
help me.
cooking, yeah,
oh
cooking,
yeah,
like
okay.
baking cookies and doing all the things, and
Distributing
then
I
them.
you
never
pack it
don't give
all
it
up
to
for
them.
everybody.
I
No, no,
always
no.
take out their
I'm
portion.
kidding. I'm kidding. I was kidding.
No,
I mean, like,
I'm just
you make
saying,
a
like, what happened the other
enormous
day.
batch.
I'm just saying, I do take it out for them. Just
See? And that's what you remember mom as. Meanwhile, she's like, "Who are you?"
yeah.
You remember mom giving it to everybody else except you.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
not true. That's not what happened. She gives you Nina and Nani. Okay, I don't
Yeah,
know what else you need from that
I
woman.
know.
I know. See, that is like some good quality time. Okay, wait. Let me ask you guys this. How did you guys see dad as we were growing up and in your 40s when you look back at him? What was dad?
Whew. Dad, Nina, you go first. Actually, I already know what I'm going to say,
I
but
think
carry on.
dad shaped Neil and me as risk takers. Like, do
Hmm.
if you have a thought, just do it. You don't need everything to be lined up before you try. Just you want to go try business as a bar owner, go try business as a bar owner. You want to open up a diamond center, go open up a diamond center. Like all the random crazy things he tried is the reason I think I tried all those random crazy things.
That is
Whether or not they
so funny.
worked, that was a different story. But
Hmm.
he was the one that tried everything that came to his mind, and he always had the latest and greatest gadgets. And
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
Neil, and I'm the
Yeah.
try everything. So I think that's what I know still holds true for a dad. He just has a sense of appreciation for life and what he
Mm.
gets to do.
Yeah.
He never
I
thinks
have
of it as
a
a burden or like, I don't want
yeah.
to do this anymore. He's
Yeah.
still working
I
Yeah.
know,
and
man.
refuses. He's just like, I'm good. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
He's
I agree.
he's on the opposite end of the spectrum for me. Like he was a very focused journey
That was his
to
favorite
your
word,
career.
focus.
Focus. Yeah,
Focus.
Yeah.
100%. Focus, focus.
And
And so
now he doesn't care.
my with me he was focused. He made me be focused. Like it was there's don't look any other way. Go straight and go on this journey. I will open any door that you need for this to work out. I will make the connections. I will talk to the people. I will whatever. Like he also is this incredibly gifted networker. Like he can work his network and people just gravitate towards him. Till this day, our friends' kids gravitate towards dad. He
Yeah.
has this beautiful energy about him. And so for me, he was very focused and like I said, he opened up every opportunity for me.
Mhm.
But again, there was no going off path.
Yeah. I think for me, I think it was a little bit in between both of you,
Hmm.
probably a little bit closer to Nina. Like, I have a very, very soft spot for dad because I really truly believe, and this is a whole other episode, but just through my own experience, I really believe that dad does God's work
Hmm.
and
He does.
and literally makes people's dreams come true, which I can't like I tell him all the time, I'm like, "I just can't imagine you retiring because I can't imagine a world in where you're not making these people's dreams come true with everything in your soul." Like, it's
Hmm.
never about the money, it's never about the recognition, it's never about anything else except doing his work and making these families whole. I feel like that's everything I feel about dad. Like, he literally is an angel that just does these things
Yeah.
for these like, makes these dreams come true for these families.
Well, just so that people know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, our dad, is an IVF doctor, and he makes babies, and it's the cutest little thing, and that's what I mean by completing these people's dreams and families. Like, he really puts his heart and soul into every single embryo he makes, and that's really where I see dad. Like, I can't it's like, yes, he's such a pleasure to be around. He's so joyful. He's like the life of every single party. Like, my friends actually prefer to hang out with him more than they do with me,
Yep.
which I actually love. Like, it brings me joy to know that everybody else like loves him as much as we do, if not more. So I think that's how I remember dad. Just like such he's like the a bottle of joy in every single person's life. I love mom
Yeah.
too, but I feel like I have this like just soft spot for dad that I mean, you guys, for those that don't see it, in every episode, we're like, mom, mom, mom. I'm like, can we talk about dad? For the love of God. Like
We are going to get there.
as women, we relate to mom so much, but like our dad, like actually growing up, I tell my friends this all the time. Like when we first got our periods, we went to our dad.
Yeah.
We were like, Dad! And some of our friends can't believe that, but like he's in the field, so he gets it. So we just found
Yeah.
that comfort in him, where we were like, he knows what to do,
Yeah.
actually. Mom's probably like, here's bad. Go do it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know. It's like a daddy's girl soft spot that I just have. But I love them both to
Yeah.
death, I swear.
Yeah. What a I hope that he listens to this. But I imagine that if we were like if our kids were in our 40s and they said this about us, we would feel so good.
Yeah.
So
I
he
know.
did all the right things.
Yeah, he did. I feel
He
like
did.
mom built our character and dad built our confidence,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know?
Hmm. Yeah.
Like he
I
was always our
think it was a
cheerleader.
good
Like,
mix for
go,
me. Hmm.
do the things.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
No,
now,
100%.
even now.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, he always thinks about the others. Does that make sense? Like, it's always like, I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know how
But
to
they
explain it.
both do, which is
No,
like,
They
they
do.
both do, but, like, I mean, dad's definitely, like, a lot more stubborn. He's a lot he's
you
a lot like me. I could see so much of myself in him, so sometimes I'm like, "Mom, God, dad is so mean." She's like, "He's literally you." I'm like, "Oh my god, that is me. I gotta be nicer to Sammy. It's so mean."
And then she immediately forgets.
yeah, then I forgot.
But I could see so much of me, and I'm like, "Oh my god, dad. Oh shit, Sheena."
Every time.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a nice little trip down memory lane, but also it's a nice reminder that this is how we want to be remembered. And these are the things that we hope our kids say about us one day.
Yeah.
We do make daily mistakes, right? We make mistakes where they get hurt or they get upset or we make them cry or we yell and we maybe not you two, but I sometimes harp on that like, man, I really messed that one up. And I hope and pray to God that they don't remember that happened. And clearly that must have happened to us all our lives and that's not how we remember mom and dad.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening. You can catch us on Instagram where we're constantly chatting it up with you guys. You can find the episode on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And as always, thank you for listening. With love, S&D.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.